Hey guys, I hope you're all doing really well. Today I'm so excited to share with you the first update for the Roulette Pan collab series. This is the 5th round and I cannot believe how many people have jumped into this project pan, how many people are participating and watching and just showing an avid interest in this project pan as well. It's been so much fun for me and I did not ever see it growing this big. It's just been amazing. It's been truly amazing. I could not fathom that so many people would be interested and would participate with us. And Alexi and I started this absolutely like eons ago, but it's just been such a cool experience. And like I said, Alexi and I started this way back in 2017. I was gonna say 17. Can you imagine? No. Back in 2017, we started this project and it's been so much fun doing this with Alexi and yeah, just like it's been such a cool experience for me, and definitely I'm sure everyone who is watching this video and is participating in this project pan, I'm sure that you are already following Alexi, but if you're not already, definitely head on over to her channel and check her out. I cannot wait to see how she does in this update and with this project pan. I feel like she picked some pretty difficult products for this round. This is a roulette style project pan, so all 6 products that I selected, I actually did choose based on prompts from a Google spreadsheet that Alexi and I compiled when we first started this project, and so I will link that down in the description box so that you can take a look if you'd like to participate in this project as well. You are more than welcome to hop into it too. I would love to have more people and more project pans to binge watch, so definitely do that if you wish. And yeah, so the first item that I have here, I selected from the category a product you've already hit pan on. So this I had kind of repressed. It is a Colourpop Super Shock Shadow in the shade As If. I kind of like smushed it back together and I didn't have pan on it anymore, but in the past I did hit pan on this because it is just a really nice everyday kind of cool toned brown shade to wear. And I had set myself a goal of re-hitting pan on it, which I have done so actually in 2 different spots in the pan. So I am gonna roll this out of the project because I really want to use this project as an opportunity to hit more pan in my collection or to finish off some more products in my collection. And this is just not something that feasibly I can really make any of those goals with. I have already hit pan on it and I cannot finish this within the next 4 months. So I'd like to roll it out and pull something new in so that hopefully by the time August rolls around and this project comes to a conclusion, I might have something that I've either finished or hit pan on. Do you know what I mean? So I actually did weigh this in the introduction to this project pan, and it was at 19.12 grams in the introduction, and today it's at only 18.93 grams. So it hasn't gone down significantly, but enough for me to hit pan on it in a couple different spots and to get really good use out of it. So I do feel comfortable putting this back into my collection and reintroducing something else into this project pan. The next item I selected for the category, a product you haven't used much, and I selected this mini Hourglass bronzer in the shade Luminous Bronze Light. This is a beautiful product and this is absolutely stunning. I just love the marbled effect that Hourglass products have. They look so beautiful and just so luxurious, don't they? I feel like they really do. And I chose this to hit pan on because it's something that I hadn't really been familiar with. I've had it in my collection for several months, but I'm always focusing on different bronzers in project pans. And since I was super close to finishing up my Body Shop Honey bronzer in my 9 in 2019, I figured it would be the perfect opportunity to pull in something that I did spend a lot of money on and I haven't really played around with yet. So I want to hit I want to hit pan on this bronzer. Obviously I have not done that yet, but I definitely have minimized the dome shape. But when I introduced this into the project, it was at 24.74 grams. And today it's only at 24.37 grams. So it actually hasn't gone down a lot in terms of weight, but I do feel like I have used this so much. This has been pretty much an everyday bronzer for me. I'm not wearing it today. I wanted something very sheer and more cool toned on my face today just because I'm wearing a lot of purples and it just kind of felt right. But this shade, I've been wearing it pretty much every single day. It does give me a beautiful sheen, but it is a little bit orange, so I will always go over top of it with a just brush that doesn't have any product on it and kind of like try to diffuse it Now, as we go into the summertime, I think this will look absolutely beautiful because I will inevitably get a little bit more color. I always get a little bit more warmth to my skin and a little bit of a tan when we go into the summer months. So I'm hoping this will just look like so perfect on my skin then. And I do think I will be able to hit my goal of hitting pan on it as soon as the warmer months come and I can kind of build this up a little bit more and just feel like I can be a little bit more liberal with it as well. So no pan yet, but I'm really enjoying using it. I'm really happy to be familiarizing myself with it and really looking forward to using this throughout the summertime. My next prompt was a product that you've considered decluttering, and for that I chose this Cover FX Cream Concealer. I have mine in the shade N Light, and I still kind of am on the fence about it, to be honest. So I started up at this point right here, and then I'm just down maybe under a centimeter of progress. I do feel like I've been using this quite a lot, so you can see there's really not much product left in here. My goal is to finish this off. I don't know that I will, to be honest, even though there's very little product in here. I just find that this is something that I haven't been reaching for every single day, because oftentimes when I reached for it, I felt like it looked a little bit too thick under the eyes. It looked a little bit too cakey, whereas lately I've been going for a more sheer kind of foundation, which I'm not wearing today, but I have been wearing a lot more sheer, more natural looking foundations, and this would just look so much more heavy under the eyes, and it would oftentimes honestly look a little bit like separated because it wouldn't interact really nicely with the foundation I was wearing. And I've just been having a little bit of trouble finding how this is going to really work for me. It's just a little bit too heavy for my personal preferences. So I'm going to power through this and try to keep using it over the next month. I do think it works really well to add just a little bit of brightening right here, but I have to use such a tiny amount of product to do so. This might work as a decent eyeshadow primer. I haven't risked it yet because I get ready for work. Like, I give myself probably about 40 minutes to do my full face at most, and I don't really have time to like take stuff off if it's not working out. I just have to know that the products are gonna work for me and that the look is gonna be good enough for the daytime for me. So I haven't tried this as an eyeshadow primer yet. I don't have a need for this to be an eyeshadow primer in my collection, but I think over this next month I am gonna try it out that way and see if I can make a little bit more progress that way. When I introduced this into this project, I had 14.25 grams of product in here, whereas now I'm at 13.6 grams. So I do feel like that is a really good, or not amount of product, but like the entirety of the weight of the container, it is now 13.6 grams. So I do think that that is a decent amount of progress to make over 1 month, especially considering I haven't been reaching for this as an everyday concealer. But yeah, I'm excited to see kind of where the progress goes over the coming month and just report back at that point, truly. So my next product selection came from the category a matte product, and for that I chose the Fenty Beauty Pro Filt'r Foundation. I have mine in the shade 190, which is just a smidge too dark. It's what I'm wearing today in conjunction with the Healthy foundation from Physicians Formula, and I quite like that combo. This is a little bit too matte for my skin at the moment. I do have normal to slightly dry skin right now, and it is just a little bit too deep, like I said. So my goal with this was quite lofty. I do want to finish it off, and there is a fair amount of product that I started this project with. And knowing that this was something that I was going to have to experiment with, I didn't really know if the goal of finishing it off was something that was possible. And as you can see, I've made barely any progress over this past month. And that's because I am, again, doing my makeup so early in the morning with such little time. I feel like I can't really play with this and experiment with this so that I can see if it will last through a work day or anything like that. So I've only used this, I know, 3 times, which is very little. I know I have to do better over this next month, and I'm wearing it today. Again, like I said, I'm mixing it, and I do have a hydrating base underneath of it, and I do really like the way that it feels on my skin right now. I am gonna use it for the remainder of the day and really test it in terms of longevity, see how it wears with my skin. And this is the first opportunity that I've had over this entire month to really see how it sits and how it wears, and therefore going into this month, I will hopefully be able to use it more often if I see that it it does actually suit my skin. Do you know what I mean? So progress is like next to nothing. It's quite dismal, and I'm really sorry for that, and I'm sorry for myself for that as well. But regardless, I'm starting to play with it, and I really want to learn how this works with my skin now that it's changed quite a lot, and my preferences have changed when it comes to foundation and bases. And yeah, I'm just going to use it over the next month, kind of see if I can make a little bit more progress, because this is really disappointing, especially if I want to finish off this much more product. Oh, we'll see how it goes. So yeah, this next month is going to be more experimenting with this. Hopefully I have more chances to play with this than a really just sad count of 3 times to use it. And on the opposite side of that spectrum, the next item that I selected was for the category a sparkly product. So for that, I chose this NYX Liquid Crystal Liner in the shade, what is this called? Crystal Hip. And it's a beautiful, like, iridescent, glittery, more like a top coat kind of liner. I am wearing it on my lid right now, and I do have it under my brow, just under the arch of the brow and into the tail. And I do think it's really fun to play with like that, but again, like, I just didn't play with this past month. So I haven't even made a new marking. Honestly, what I could do is probably put one like a 1/4 millimeter below. It's not even worth making a marking. It's such a challenging product to use that I was a little bit afraid of delving into it this past month, but I'm just going to make a point of playing and experimenting more. Who cares if by the end of the day my makeup doesn't look as great as it did in the morning? Like, I just want to play with what I have in my collection. There's no need for me to own this if I can't use it. So this next month, I'm just going to play with it more. I really want to make more progress over the next month because I have made next to no progress on this. The liner started at 8.24 grams and today it's at 7.96 grams. So it's really, really minimal progress that has happened over this project. And honestly, probably most of that progress was just from today, from doing all of these accents today. I think I used it 2 other times this past month. And item number 6 is the final product in this project. This item I selected for the prompt, a product you would only buy on sale, and I chose the Colourpop Creme Gel Liner in the shade Get Paid. Absolutely beautiful, beautiful, slightly coppery, slightly bronzy kind of liner. This is a really beautiful shade. I really am happy that I'm working on this in this project pan. And my goal with this is to finish off half of what remained. So I'll put on the screen some of my progress pictures as well as the marking in my notebook. And you can see I have not made quite a lot of progress, but I do think based on the amount of progress I've made this past month, I can hit that goal by the end of this project. And this has come kind of loose in the packaging now, so here's where I'm at right now. I have to be very careful. Oh my god, it looks so janky. I have to be very careful with this to show you, but it's fine to like apply to the waterline. I do need to play with this more. I think this would look super cool as like an all-over eyeshadow. It might be a little bit difficult to use in that way, but I feel like that would look really cool. I might give that a shot soon. I have been mostly just popping it into the waterline when I'm wearing a really warm eyeshadow look or something a little bit more smoky, and I kind of want to bring that metallic finish into the waterline to kind of brighten up my eyes again. And I really do like the way that this looks on my eyes because it pulls the green and like warms up the brown in my eyes. So it's really been a fun product to use. I do feel like I'm reaching for it fairly often and I'm enjoying using it, which is definitely a plus in this project pan. Now, the amount of progress that I've made is extremely minimal, even though I feel like I have used off a fair amount of product. So I started at 4.38 grams as the like entirety of this, including the lid. And now we're just down to 4.37 grams. So 0.01 grams of product used. That's okay. So because I did hit my goal of hitting pan on that Colourpop eyeshadow, I am super excited to be rolling something new into this project pan. And based on what I have made in terms of progress for everything else, I feel like this might be the only time that I can roll something into this project pan. So I'm very stoked for it, and I'm glad that it's here at the beginning of the project as well, gives me a bit more time to potentially hit whatever goal I have. So I am going to pull up my Pretty Random app and put in variables 1 to 30, because if you saw my introduction to this round, I did eliminate all of the categories that I've had over the past 2 rounds of this project pan, ever since it became like more of a larger collaborative project. So I removed all of those categories that I already had, which brought me down to 36 categories. And now I have eliminated all 6 categories that are currently in this round as well, bringing me down to 30 categories. These numbers will not coincide with the spreadsheet that is listed in my description box, but these are the 30 categories that I haven't had for round 3, 4, and 5. Does that make sense? I hope so. So I am going to randomize a new number between 1 and 30. Oh, and I got number 30. So I'm gonna take a look at the spreadsheet, go through my collection, select a new product for that, and I will be right back to share with you guys all of that information. So I must admit, I breathed a sigh of relief when I selected this category. I'm really happy to have drawn category number 30, which is actually number 50 in the regular spreadsheet. It's the final number in both of those spreadsheets. And it is a sample / deluxe size item, which I have a fair amount of those items within my collection that I do really need to work through. And I decided after deliberating for a little while that I'm gonna go with the Nude by Nature Perfecting Primer. This is a deluxe size sample. This is 15 milliliters originally. And I did previously have this in a project pan because I wanted to formulate my opinion on it in that project. I had never used it. And you can see I used a fair amount within, like between it being introduced into the project and then the first update. So I had used a fair amount of it, and since then I've actually used it a handful of times, and I do quite like this product. And so I'm down to here. This is my starting point for this project pan. I'm super excited to finish this off in this project. I don't think it will be an issue at all to finish this within 1 to 2 months. There is 16.84 grams, or the net weight of this is 16.84 grams at the moment. So let's see what the next month can bring. So I am excited to give this a shot. I think it might be a little bit risky for me to put a primer with a foundation that doesn't really work without a hydrating base, but I'm gonna give these a try together, see how the next month goes. I'm just going to play with this, use it as much as I can, and I know within this project I can finish it off just based on how little product is left in here. And I'm super excited for that because some of these items that are currently in this project don't really seem like they're really attainable goals based on the amount of progress that I've made this month, but seeing how little progress I did make this month also is a kick in the butt to really get myself in gear to finish these off and to use them more, and to just kind of step out of my routine of reaching for very specific items from my collection and kind of start delving in and experimenting and using what I have and just hopefully hitting some goals. Hopefully. So this project pan will wrap up on August 15th. I will have another update for this project on the 15th of June, so in 1 month's time. And I'm really looking forward to seeing how the next month goes, because this update, seeing how little progress I've made over the past month, is kind of disappointing. Not disappointing per se, but it's definitely eye-opening to see where I'm at with this project, where I'm at with all these products, and I feel like I really need to get myself in order to hit those goals. So this next month, I'm hoping to really make more progress on all of these products. Hopefully next month I can show you a much more satisfactory update, and I'm really, really excited to see where the next month goes with this project pan. I really cannot wait to see everyone's progress over this project. It's just truly such a fun thing for me. It's so bizarre when you think about it, watching other people use up makeup, but there's something so satisfying about it. So I cannot wait to see everyone else's updates. I cannot wait to binge watch on the YouTube playlist. There also is a hashtag roulette pan collab over on Instagram, which I'm already following, and you should definitely follow it as well if you have been keeping up with this project here on YouTube. So I'm super excited about this project. I'm feeling very motivated and very excited, and definitely I feel like I got a good kickstart now that this past month is over. I feel like I really need to make more progress, and I'm really excited to do that. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. Head on over to Alexi's channel, check out the playlist, check out the hashtag, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys.